Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream, and yeah, here we are, just trying to adjust my camera because it's been a long time since I've done this setup, but we are in a new year. So yeah, welcome to 2021. It's been interesting that we're now finally in a new year. You know, everyone says like, oh, 2021, put us behind us, but, you know, I kind of feel like we've been living a perpetual 2020 and that hasn't stopped, so to me it's just another day. But yes, so we're in 2022, this is the first stream of the year, and it's been a while since we've played Gran Turismo, and we've been on like a 2-month break, and I feel like it's been a good enough break. Remember from last time, we are in the middle of the Tuscan Championship. So I'll kind of put it on a splash screen so that we can get back into business. But yes, hey everybody in chat, Happy New Year, 2022. So I know for a lot of you it's probably going to be January 2nd because this is a night stream on January 1st. But it is what it is. So yeah, we're all trying to process last year, 2020, same thing. So that's what we're gonna do. I don't have any specific plans for this year for the channel. We're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. Eventually GT7 is gonna come out, so once it does drop, I think I will be putting a lot of the channel focus on GT7. But until we get to that point, I want to keep working on GT3. I still hope we can finish this game before GT7 comes out, but we're about halfway-ish through the game, and it took us 6 months to get to this point, so I'm not super optimistic. Anyway, back into the playthrough. We are only one race into the Tuscan Championship, so the Secrets break is going to be huge in the that makes the video, but it won't look like much. But we have 4 races to do. We're in Tuscan. I remember what settings we have, so let's check real quick. We have a stage 1 tune on Super Slicks. I think we'll stick with that. We'll play GT7 when it comes out. It's still like 3 months from releasing. Oh, I forgot to start the timer. Let's get this going before we're going. Alright, there we go. Blueprint timer might be a little inaccurate, but honestly it's been that way since I have to kind of time it in between streams manually. So it is what it is. But we're driving and the timer's going. And we're driving. Let's see, this is literally my first race in this game in like almost 2 months. Forgot how this car is on tires, so I don't know if I should be driving safe or maybe pushing, but we're on the hardest tire. It should be able to go to the end without any issues. GT7 will be a great game. I mean, I'm excited, but I'm being cautious and realistic is the best way I can put it. Hope for the best. But considering how modern games tend to release these days, even if they're great, they still have bugs and stuff. I'm just hoping for a smooth release. Meanwhile, we're in the lead in 1 lap, which is, okay, maybe not how you want to pace out a race, but there you go. Well, lucky for you, there's a PS4 version of GT7, which I read in an interview that it will be the exact same as the PS5 version, minus the load times. So I wonder how true that will be. The more I read about the PS4 and 5 games, the more I think the PS5 is just a maxed out PS4 with no other differences. And an SSD, essentially. But, you know, these days the games already look beautiful enough, so I don't know how much more you can improve on something. That yellow Tuscan's just flying. Wildin'. Also coming out this year should be Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown, New Need for Speed, what else? There was one more major racing game coming out this year. I don't remember. I mean, sim racing is still a niche. I'm surprised how much Test Drive's getting a lot of love, because Test Drive has been dead in the water for 10 years now. And TDU too has a huge cult following, and I'm part of it. But I still think TDU was not like mechanically a great game. But it had more soul than most other racing games, as cheesy as the game was. I don't know. I personally am... Something feels off about Solar Crown, and I hope the game releases smooth. But considering Test Drive's name's been passed around like 5 different studios in the last few years before finally settling with Naken, I think that's how you pronounce it. We'll see where that goes. Yeah, Forza, I think Motorsport, the reboot, is coming out in 2023. So we'd have to wait almost 2 years for that. But yeah, Forza Motorsport has been dead for a few years now. Been all Horizon. I have a feeling that Forza might actually make this next Motorsport the last Motorsport game. And then they put all their efforts on Horizon from here on out. I mean, 2024 makes sense for PS4s. I mean, they probably won't produce many of them anymore anyway. And then there'll be third-party support for a while. But yeah, about 3-4 years after release of the PS5, that makes sense. I mean, the supply shortage of the PS5 and the pandemic, I think, screwed up everything, so we might have a longer PS4 life until the PS5 can fully get going. It's the same thing, well, not the same thing, but a similar case happened with the PS4 where there wasn't a distinct reason or a game that justified upgrading to a PS4 until like about a year and a half, 2 years after the console came out. Around 2015-16, that was when the PS4 really started to ramp up, and it was worth it to get a PS4. They're going to put the sports car season in the next Forza. That would make sense. 3 a.m. you can't watch? Oh well. Sleeps for the week. It's like Sunday anyway, right? You don't have school tomorrow or whatever. I hope not. I don't have school ever, so I don't have to worry about that. F8, you got that completely wrong. Because TDU, the new one, is not made by Eden. So you're right in that the people who made Gear Club, Eden, made TDU 1 and 2. But it's actually Nakan who's working on the next, on Solar Crown. Because Atari, who owned, the Test Drive name, went under since TDU came out. So Test Drive's franchise name has been bounced around everywhere, and now it sits at Nakan. Now, the concerns about having microtransactions and repetitiveness, I mean, that's a problem a lot of racing games face. Even this one, GT3, will have its moments like this, especially when you get to the really long races. But part of a good game is balancing it out where it makes grinding rewarding. It's sometimes not a bad thing to put a grind in a game, as long as you make the reward useful. No, Eden is not working with Nakan. Not to my knowledge. It's the people who made the WRC franchise who are working on TDU, Solar Crown. Hey, Mokti. My New Year's been, one day. Pretty chill. Right now there is a blizzard going on, which is why I'm streaming right now, because there's literally nothing else to do. We're stuck in a lot of snow. Like the first major snow of Chicago. So, Granted, we don't get any power outages because of the blizzard. We'll be gaming. I didn't dislike your club. I thought it was fine. I thought the controls were good enough. But I thought the map was kind of boring. And the progression was a bit too gamified. Makes any sense. Get that drift going. Okay, I think on the next race we can take off the stage 1. What are my concerns? I mean, the biggest worry is the game's going to be a buggy mess like every other release that came out last year. And even WRC games, which is what SnakeEater previously made. But those haven't been released in the best state. In terms of physics, I mean, TDU2's physics weren't great. And I don't expect TDU Silicon to be a sim or anything, but you know, it has to be drivable but believable. Like, too many games fall into a mess because they want to release on time, release in unfinished state, whatever, and then get updated later. Release first and fix later. I just feel like it might be victim to that again. Like, look at NASCAR Ignition that came out last year. Because that game, NASCAR Ignition, if you want a racing game that fell into the cyberpunk level, look at NASCAR Ignition. Because that game's a mess. Dead on arrival. So that's just the thing. I hope TDU is just not dead on arrival. Because TDU is going to be... Like, here's the other part about Test Drive Unlimited. When TDU2 released in 2011, Forza Horizon did not exist. But since TDU2, we now have 5 Forza Horizons and the open world Need for Speeds to directly compare it. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on the developers. Because everyone's going to be looking at TDU, which was always an open world racing game, and compare it directly to Horizon 5, which is still going to be updated when that game eventually releases. So, no pressure, right? I haven't played Forza Horizon 5 yet. I still do plan on buying it. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I know it's on sale, but I just don't feel like playing it right now. I know it will be good, but I'd rather play it when everything's been ironed out. Need for Speed 2015 has its frame rate issues because it's handled by EA, who doesn't care to fix their old games. It costs money. EA does not want to spend money, they want to make money. Honestly, like, I rarely pay full price for a video game anymore. I still have not bought a new game since Miles Morales. That was the last time I paid full price for a game. That was a year ago. And then GT7, of course, I pre-ordered it. That'll be the only other game that I'll get brand new. Two laps to go. This race is still kind of boring. I'm driving solo. Tires are fine. yeah, 10% pretty much just covers taxes. You know what's crazy is that like Call of Duty Vanguard came out like 2 months ago, almost. Pretty much 2 months ago. And it's already at the $40 level, even though it released at $70. It's like almost half off. Because it's such a mess of a game. And nobody's buying it. It's like the worst selling Call of Duty in like over 10 years. And then look at Battlefield 2042 and Far Cry 6 and GTA Trilogy. All these AAA titles are just flopping. For the same reason, pretty much. I think I'll buy Horizon 5 when it drops to 40. I bought GTA San Andreas on the PS2 just to protect it against the price gouge that it's going to inevitably have. Like, the thing is, like, a remastered GTA trilogy is not a bad idea if they actually do it right. But what they literally did was just kill the mod support for the old game, take the mobile versions of the games they released a few years ago, put them in a blender, hit the upscale button, let AI do everything, and then just release it without even checking it. Like the laziest game since Cyberpunk. I don't want to say Cyberpunk's a lazy game, because they spent 8 years working on it. But that came out half-baked. I think it's still half-baked. Anyway, race 2 done. Took about 15 minutes. We set the fastest lap on that last lap. And, basically obliterated the competition, so I think I'm going to take off the NA tune-up. Yeah, Take-Two and Rockstar. The greed. Greed, greed, greed. Keep going. Yeah, I don't even know what GTA 6 would look like. I'm not excited for that though, because it's just, something tells me it's just going to be half-baked if they even bother to work on it. I have a stage 2 available even, I'm not going to put it on. Let's switch it to regular slicks too, because I'm bored. So let's give ourselves a little challenge. Rosalind, she got COVID, yeah. Everyone's getting COVID nowadays. Like the worst it's been in terms of new cases. But it's because of Omicron. And I'm still lucky enough to have not gotten it yet. I still obviously want to keep it that way. But we'll see how far I go. I don't really have any information about the next major Grand Theft Auto, so I wouldn't really look into it that much. Third shot? No, I'm still on the double vax. but from what I've like heard is that you get sick even if you get the third shot, the booster. Is the Florida Man headline, is that a real thing? I mean, I'm assuming it is, because any Florida Man headline, even though they seem like they're generated by The Onion, they're always real, so I'm just assuming that's real. Well, at least we are more bunched up, even if we made it to second in one lap. Who knows what the tires will do. We are on the road to GT7. Yes. Keep your expectations low and you'll never be disappointed. That's a Kratos quote. Like the other part of that quote is expect nothing, assume not, or wait, it's expect the worst, assume nothing, and always expect an attack or something like that. Anyway, we're in the lead, in a stock Tuscan. Now it's just a question of can I make these tires last? Which were only one step down, and the tires were fine last time, so I don't think it will be an issue anymore. I'm surprised a lot of the asphalt community still is not fatigued by now. I mean, I do know that more people have left the game since I left. I recently talked to Yes, RPM. He left the game like literally last week. The game still has a massive following, although Asphalt 8 is declining. But yeah, Drive Syndicate. People are completing it, but people are stuck in grind hell. Basically, you needed to have purchased previous Legend Passes in order to get it, which maybe it's not as money sucking as the LVN's event, but you know, still not ideal. Well, I wanted to skip Turbo because I wanted to try and, you know, make the race closer, but if I am smoking the AI on a stock Tuscan, then I can't do any more. Domination's boring. The Clio was not my favorite car to drive, so I just wanted to get through it. But this car is a bit more fun to throw around, because it's rear-wheel drive, front engine. Yeah, I want to skip turbo because no replacement for displacement. Tuscan go burr. It's still the same car as the Huracan GT3 Corvette. That's what I would have expected. I had a video idea pop up in my head, which I get like 100 video ideas pop in my head throughout a week, but one of those was come back into asphalt like 6 months from now or something like that, and prove a point that I could still drive my Huracan and my Huayra BC, walk into Legend League, just to prove that you don't even need to play the game. Everything is just filler. But I don't want to actually materialize that idea because I don't want people to assume that I'm back to asphalt. It's more so proving a point. Plus, the longer you wait, the more clown it looks, if that makes any sense. And esports is so selective. You literally have to be like top 5 in the world to enjoy any of the esports. I know you can kind of make that argument for a lot of games, but you know, Asphalt 8 was a lot more inclusive for esports. Even if we didn't have an official scene, the scenes we have at the clans, that was as good as it was going to get, and everyone had a great time there. But you know, you'll have like Counter-Strike esports, Overwatch, Dota, and League of Legends, obviously. Rocket League. I think even Fortnite now is esports. Valorant. And you obviously have to be good, but like top 5 in the world to have fun, not a necessity. Not a necessity. And truth is, Asphalt 9 didn't have a platform for people in between that like 5th and 200th rank spot. And while it's cool that Asphalt 9 has such a high skill ceiling, it makes it so that if you don't study the routes all the time, you just fall behind to obscurity. I never actually bought Overwatch. I've played it on free weekends, and that's basically the most it is, but you know, I always just think I could just be playing Team Fortress 2 instead of this. And I think Team Fortress 2 is just a much better game in general, even in 2022. The community is just better, even if it's filled with bots and hackers. It's just really easy to pick up, have a good time, mess around with chat, because nobody takes the game seriously. That's why it's so fun. TF2's a trash game. You take that back. Ignore the economy part, because that is also broken. Overwatch. Is Overwatch 2 still a thing? I know like they've been making it, but it's been like in development hell for like 2 years now. Something stupid like that. I don't know if it'll ever come out. Yeah, Switch players. Any Switch players report how DS3 is? I don't think Game Loft and Lesson Learned exactly have anything in common. I would imagine that they didn't fix anything on the Switch version. Just kept the adless version. The day Overwatch 2 comes out, you pass away of a heart attack. Not scoliosis. That's the age I'll be when Overwatch 2 comes out. Plot twist, I developed scoliosis on stream in 3 minutes, simultaneously as Overwatch surprise drops. Why does Scar look like cockroach? You know, it's unique. It's those good old Brits and their design. I like the Tuscan. It's a good looking car. Yeah, no competition. You know, sometimes, like, you just outrun the AI. And there's no difficulty setting in GT, so what you see is what you get. If you can drive faster than how the AI do, can't lose. But there's no ballast or anything like that. I could cripple myself with tires, but I could even pit right now and still come out in the lead. That, of course, will be interesting. I think I had the Stage 2 turbo, so I was just going to use that and the good old rubber band. Maybe slap a tick or two on the transmission. If I remembered if I bought one. I don't know. You know, something I hope is fixed in GT7, although I doubt it would be fixed, is the AI. It's like how GT addressed this, you know, outrunning the AI, is that they make you start in last place on a rolling start, and you put the first place guy like way ahead, and a slightly faster AI difficulty, so that the racing's closer. You're just kind of chasing all the time. Hope they get rid of that, because honestly, that racing's also kind of boring. You know, instead of course a competitive zone. I've driven a couple races on that against the AI, and the AI is actually really good. From this little bit of GT3 racing I've done on it, it's pretty good. The AI can put up an offense, defense. Their pace is right there. They challenge you. Putting qualifying back, yeah, that would be great. I don't think qualifying's been in the game since GT4. And yeah, it's an overlooked feature. I didn't even use it that much in GT3 here, in this playthrough. But it is fun. It could make those rolling start races a bit more interesting. If they do want to stick with that. But then if you qualify on pole, then you're the one who's going to be way ahead. And you're racing nobody but maybe the second place guy who's on a higher setting. I don't know. Make the AI more interesting. Can you do proper drifting on a Forza game? Yeah, Forza's really drift friendly. Just tune your car properly and you get to a point where you can just slide your car just by turning the analog stick and holding down the throttle. And you can get big long drifts. That's what the drift zones are for. Look at the high score of the drift zones and look at your high score and wonder how people do it. Spoiler alert, they actually drift. Because Forza's drifting system does reward you on doing good quality drifts. GT4's only pitfall was it having a 6-car grid. I know the PS2 was limited, but come on, give us more than 6 cars in a single race. Like 8 or 10 would have been fine. Alright, race 3, that is, done. Well, you gotta practice drifting. Like, it won't spoon feed you like Need for Speed. You do have to actually learn technique. But look into it, watch some YouTube videos or go on Reddit or something and just practice it. Nobody picks up a guitar and plays like Eddie Van Halen the first time. You gotta practice. When will I play GT4? You know, I haven't decided that. I want to, but it is such a long game that I feel like if I put this right along when GT7 is going to be out, we're going to be burnt out on Gran Turismo. And I don't want to ruin this game series. You know, something I think we could do is do like a license day where we just grind time trials, because that's pretty easy to do content for. Because there's so much racing, like I kid you not, there's 230 hours of racing minimum if you do everything. Alright, Seattle Circuit. We're gonna do the same thing, slick tires, no upgrades, and just do it. Even Need for Speed doesn't need the handbrake. You can just tap the regular brake or let go of the accelerator, or if you put on the right tires, you can just turn. But Need for Speed holds your hand because it's an arcade game. Forza is also like arcadey physics, but you have to put a little bit more effort into drifting. But you know, just practice it. What's something I did in Horizon 3 and 4 is you can like search for other people's tunes. So if you search in like the tunes of a car, you know, like drifting, you'll find someone's drift tune. And usually the one with the highest rating and the most downloads is like really good. And you can do like all the drift zones from like just one drift tune. So you can look into that if you don't want to like look up the intricacies of how to tune a car for drifting. But you could try the hard way and just go into the suspension and try train settings and just hammer away for 12 hours. That'd be pretty fun if you want to learn that. Just the IA license and the Super license. Which I think today we'll get to IA. I forget how many arcade segments we have left. If there's 2 sections, then I'll do, you know, one of those and then IA. Otherwise, I think we'll finish it off and then get on to IA license. Or we could skip arcade for today, since we also have to do endurance at some point. Okay. You lost your absolute account? Honestly, it's a blessing. So that way you don't have to come back anymore. I think you should try Need for Speed game Dark Shark. It's good. It's got flaws, but what game doesn't have flaws? Like, honestly, I liked Need for Speed Heat. It was a good game. And I would recommend it. Especially since it's only like $15. A great $15 game. If you have the old consoles, play Most Wanted, 2005, play Underground 2, play Hot Pursuit 2, play Hot Pursuit Remastered if you have Twitch Prime, because that game's literally free. I think it's pretty easy once you figure out the technique. Like, seriously, you're just talking about, I don't know what it's like, but you literally own the game. Just try it yourself. There's no price to pay. There's no, punishment or anything like that. Just do it. If you're curious, just do it. Yeah. Most Wanted 2012 is also $2, which, you know, I still haven't picked up, but maybe I should, because something tells me that they are putting it 90% off, because they're probably going to announce the remaster in like a month. And that wouldn't surprise me, because then they just delist the game. But thing is with original Most Wanted is, you know, I've played the hell out of the game. I probably put more than 100 hours into it when I played it on my PS3. And I also have the PS Vita version, which I played through. Like, I played through that game effectively 2.5 times. I think I also had it on Origin, but then I lost it. It was free on Origin a few years ago. Isn't Criterion working on Battlefield or something like that? I know Toys for Bob, who made the Spyro remaster and Crash Bandicoot 4, they're working on some Activision Blizzard project. I think they're working on Call of Duty Vanguard, actually, which is a real shame. They deserve a lot better. I think there's a huge difference between a regular brake drift and a handbrake drift. You use a handbrake if you're going to make a really sharp turn. Like a downhill hairpin would be appropriate for an e-brake. Or if you have a car that's like doesn't want to budge, an e-brake would work. But a regular drift on like a 90-degree corner or whatever, a brake drift would be sufficient. You also lose a lot more speed when you do a handbrake turn, hence why it's better for hairpins and stuff like that. You're getting the Pfizer vax. Good for you. I'm on Team Moderna. Not that it really matters. The only reason I got it because that was the only one that was available back when it was April. Do I watch NBA? No. I know the Chicago Bulls are doing well right now, but I don't really follow it. I wallow in the Blackhawks and the Bears. I play any Halo games. I mean, like, really, really, really casually. Like, I own Halo Master Chief Collection, and I have some of the 360 games, but I haven't played Halo in like 2 years. I hear Infinite's good. It's got like the same microtransaction stuff that's plaguing it. Like, I think a friend told me that like the community was not buying anything as a protest, and then they dropped cat ears, and everybody bought it. It was like 70% of players bought it. Something stupid like that. You know, they're going through that mess right now. I just haven't gotten to it. One game, never see again. Driver San Francisco. Hold up. I'm pausing this just for you, man. I'll leave this in the video too. Hold on. Wait, wrong thing. Said we'll never see it again, huh? Then why is it right in front of me? Why is it right in front of me then? We'll never see it again. Bull. I'm just joking, of course. You cannot buy a new copy of this anymore. This is probably the hardest game to find on PC. But yeah. It's even got a manual and everything. But I do have this. You know, we should probably play this someday. One of these days, I'll play this game for you guys. Alright, let's get back in it. Resell it. Yeah, it's probably honestly my most valuable PS3 game on complete accident. Like, I got that game, I think, for $20, because I got it like a year or 6 months, something like that. I got it a few months after it came out for $20 and, you know, played it, had a great time, beat it, and then just let it collect dust on the shelf for all these years. Because I'm a collector, yeah. You know, I should probably film that retro game collection this weekend too. If I'm going to be snowed in, that'd be a good project. I do have a lot of stories for like 90% of my games. It could be a long video. As if I'm prepared for the occasion. Yeah. The thing is, like, if you have a racing game, chances are I have it. If you name a racing game, chances are I've played it and I know what you're talking about. Will I stream G7 when it's out? Yes. I did pre-order it. One thing I'm going to have to try and control is not getting way too far ahead too early. I don't know. Something I was thinking of doing was making a second account on my PS5 just for GT7. So that way I can play on my main account, you know, without worrying about streaming or anything. And then on the second account, we can use that for the streaming. Yeah, one of these days we should play Driver San Francisco, because that's a game that did age well. It had a great story, an interesting original mechanic with the, you know, the mind control, and Carlos was good. Drive physics were passable. And it's one of the few Ubisoft games that, like, they actually did a good job on. Also, that's like in F8's backyard or something, right? Basically. We can drive past his house. If you have a PS3 or 360, I would highly recommend playing it. I really liked it. And if you could find it at a fair price, which, you know, check your local shops. Maybe even GameStop might still have it. But look around locally, because even though the game's value has shot up, which means don't buy it on eBay, not everyone keeps track of that, especially on like PS3 games that are made by, like, you know, Ubisoft or something. You wouldn't think twice, because like you can get Assassin's Creed for like $5 still, for instance. But if you can get a copy, I'd recommend playing it. Yeah, I was never really into the Driver franchise. I have Driver 1 and 2 on the PS1, and I've played a little bit of both. but I didn't grow up with those games. But I did play Driver San Francisco when I was like 13. That was like my first driver game that I like actually put effort into, and I had a great time with it. I wish that series came back because I think that's the last game in the series. Not intentionally either. I think it's just a dead IP right now, just waiting to be revived. You want to see GT7 go to like 50% off? That'll probably happen by Christmas, I bet. That'd be a fair assessment. I mean, give it a dusting. Maybe take one of those compressed air cans and spray the vents with it. I bet it still turns on though. I mean, if you got your PS4 even like 3 or 4 years ago, it will probably still work as long as you clean it. You don't even need to take the console apart. Just giving it a dusting and just airing out the vents like through a compressed air can. That should be enough. And as long as you didn't obviously break it prior to getting your PS4. But like, my PS1 from the 90s, that is older than myself, still works perfectly. And I don't need to take the console apart or anything like that. Just regularly giving it test drives every now and then. Also run final lap. Yeah, $60, $70. It's expensive for a game. And I bought the special edition, which was $90, which I still think was overpriced, but I mean, I'm a huge fan of GT, so what can I really do? Can't really complain. I don't really splurge on games that much. Ironic considering I'm a collector, but what I mean is like I don't buy the $100 version of a game, usually. But I will fully support whatever Polyphony does. If I need to crowdfund them, then so be it. But I understand if like you're a high school or whatever, $60, $70 is kind of a lot to come up with. You know what is going to happen though? So GT7 Special Edition, if you get the PS5 Special Edition, you get a PS4 code where you can redeem it and play it on your PS4. I bet a lot of people are going to give away those codes on like Reddit and stuff. So if you do want to snipe a free copy, you could try that. And don't ask me for it because I already have plans for that code. Sorry. Anyway, race 4 is done. And once again, we have absolutely obliterated the competition. 39 seconds back. I mean, let's look at the standings by color. I think the yellow one, yeah, has pretty much secured second. Red one's in third. Close battle between the chameleon blue and the white one. 8 and 9 points. Even P4 is under threat. So test drive could be a little interesting. Anyway, that's 50 grand in the bag. I think we're gonna be hitting $1 million again today. Alright, so before we get into the next, the last race, I'm gonna save the game. Number 1, in case the blizzard knocks out my power, but number 2, because it's a test course and I don't want to mess up this gear ratio. Well, Dark Shark, it's like Schrodinger's PS3. You don't know until you turn it on. So plug that sucker in and see if it works. Because if it does, then you can get Driver San Francisco. Doesn't? Then you know your answer. Alright, so even though there's no replacement for displacement, I'm putting the stage 2 in. And I'm putting on the transmission. And let's put those tires back on. Just for durability. I think that was all I ever upgraded. That should be good enough. I'm just gonna blind guess that that's enough. And then one more thing I'm gonna do. We got the rubber band. You know what time it is. Rubber band that sucker. So, as you guys may have seen on the channel before, we're doing the rubber band trick on the right analog stick. Alright, hold on. I gotta fix this properly. I got too big of a rubber band. That should be good. There we go. Now all you gotta do is just steer. And hope that this top speed's enough. I think this pretty much maximizes the top speed. Hopefully we can stay and pass the group. I didn't check that, which is why I saved the game beforehand. .182 does appear to be our top speed. I mean, considering I'm still with them and I can still see the group, I'm not too worried, but let's see. 2.4 seconds. I mean, this is pretty much the limits of what the Tuscan can do. Maybe one tick higher would have been good, but let's see, we're at 2.4, what's the gap? I didn't see the gap. I hope this is enough. This is a bit intense. I think we are slowly catching them. Ever so slightly. Maybe that acceleration was crucial at the start. I would think just with the slight, undulations of the cars, shuffling around, stay with them. This might be a really entertaining race though. Especially if the tires kick in. 1.4, so we are slowly catching them. We are slowly catching them. Let's see if I can get in their slipstream. Yeah, 1.3. We are basically matching their speed. Okay, so I've actually perfectly set this up. Just from blind guessing. One tick would have secured it, but I've made this interesting now. From complete accident. Good thing I got that stage 2. Yeah, we are definitely closer than on the previous lap. Once I pick up the slipstream, it's over though. 1.2. We were so close. Oh, we hit top speed. We hit the red lunar. I think our top speed was 189. Am I going to do some variety? No, I think I'm going to stick with GC3 for tonight. I don't have any plans for any other games. I think we'll do IA and then maybe we'll do like one series or something. I'm just so close. I am so close. I could like hear that I'm getting into slipstream. There we go. We're in. We're like right there. Literally separated by less than 10. Oh man, they're going slightly faster than me. We have a race here. Oh, this is actually pretty sick. I'm literally splitting the group. I'm gonna get in this line. Help out my boys. The yellow and whites. This is actually really cool. Wow. They're actually repassing. This is NASCAR. Thank you for choosing TVR Airlines. To the moon. Alright, let's give the other line my slipstream. That white car decided to pop lanes because he knew it wasn't working. Ooh, he switched back and cut off the other guy. Just so he can get the slipstream of red here. I'm gonna help him out. Get my bump draft going. My tire selection might have been what the deciding factor is gonna be. Never thought I could make a 10-lapper at test course interesting, but here we are. We're literally hitting the rev limiter here. One of my concerns about the new Need for Speed 2022 game, just EA shenanigans. Straight up. Because now the game's been, you know, it'll be 3 years at least, if they don't delay it again, of working on a new Need for Speed. We want to make sure it's good, you know? I wonder if it's going to be another case of them giving half effort. So that red one cut me off there. This is interesting. I don't know if I can even win this, honestly. Imagine all this effort just to end up second here. I mean, I'm crossing a lot of these laps at first. But who knows, I could get unlucky with AI here. And there is also the question mark of my tires, although I do think my tires will hold. They are green. The right rear seems to be the worst case, and we're like half distance. These Tuscans. The Clio Trophy didn't have a race like this. Chameleon blue. They are bump drafting. Ooh, getting squeezed. The bad ending. We are all just like punched up. I am saving this replay no matter what happens. There's just gold here. Even if I have to sit 10 minutes to watch a replay moment to get to this spot. Gotta make sure my rubber band stays intact too. Whoa, okay. Gray one's coming in hot. So what I think happened is they have a level 32 on their transmission. I'm at level 31. So since I have the stage 2 and A, I can get to my top speed faster. Just look at my lap times, they're pretty consistent. Although, look at this, I just gained a huge opening here. I don't know what's going on here. Brenton's here, what's up? I'm gonna let them slipstream again. Look at that, 287 and a 295 within 2 laps of each other. Red one's flying. But yeah, they're definitely going 190 or higher. Yeah, 190 is my top speed. Oh man, great here. Must be doing 200. But look, we seem to have broken away from the other group. Unless they can reconnect. I think yellow can reconnect with gray if they get in the right lane. Or I think actually yellow, oh nope, yellow's gonna get red. Or my own. He does seem to be catching up. Nope, they're working together now. They're not out of this yet. GT Sport, I actually played GT Sport today. I played for about 30 minutes today. Hopped on the wheel. Yeah, I do still play GT Sport, even though I have kind of nothing left to do in the game. Oh man. Yeah, just gulping up, and here's the green one. It's about to come in hot. Went from first to fifth in like a mile. Going 3 wide. So I do online races. I haven't done one in a few months because usually my qualifying is like not good enough to get to a good position. If I'm in too high of a driver rating. I know, bragging, but it is a real like issue. I don't want to nerf myself though. Yeah, this is like Daytona, honestly. We're just pack racing, and then everyone's gonna get desperate on the final lap. I thought last lap was the one that we could maybe break away, but nope. Now, one thing I don't know is how these guys' tires are doing. They'll probably make it though. That was a made-up headline. See, I would have believed it's real, because Florida Man would do that. Get a bump draft maybe. .007. Like, that's the gap. Come on, man. Come on, White. Give me a bump draft. Oh, man. I hit the rev limiter and just died. Lost all my speed there. A little bit of speed and slingshots first. Slipstream range is about 1 second, more or less. Now I'm fighting Chameleon Bloom, who was in dead last for like a whole lap. Now it's .06 between me and him. Here comes Gray. Gray's flying. We try and get a bump draft. Literally DRS, yeah. Here comes Red. Red's definitely flying at 200. Maybe I should tap the brakes right before 190, just so I can not hit the rev limiter. Anyway, we got 3 laps to go in this game of cat and mouse, basically. Who do you think's gonna win, guys? Or who do you think's gonna place second? That's my question. Myself included. 'Cause I don't know. I don't even know if I can win this. Which AI is gonna win this battle, though? Because it's literally anyone's game. And remember, guys, this is the fight for 4th place. 4th, 5th, and 6th in the championship on the line here. Oh my god, that group's going so fast on the right. I need my bump draft. But they're bump drafting even more. This is crazy. Literally going 188. I'm just trying to not hit 190. This is going to be what F1 2022 is going to be like, this close. Imagine if every race was like this close. Laps to go. Not running 204s anymore, interestingly. I think the 204s would be useful right about now. Oh man, White coming in. He wrecking him. Bottas at Hungary be like... Here we go, 3 wide again. How did I manage to catch up to this group? Like, I was 2 seconds back. Wow, yellow just cut across, slice and dice. Gladly, there's no damage in this game, because we'd all be dead by now. There we go, I got a huge run on them. Maybe hanging out in the back and then doing a slipstream overtake at the end would be the way to go. Alright, Red, give me a bump draft. Double bump draft. We're literally like neck and neck with first and second. Our line is so low. My speed is low too, but since we're taking a shorter line. Whoa, look at that! There was a scruff between yellow and gray. They fell way back. I think they made contact, and they are out of contention. I think they are out of contention officially. They're dead. We have our first 2 casualties. And yellow is in second place, so that means there's a huge number of points on offer here. Oh man. Final lap, gang. Yeah, definitely yellow and gray heads in contact, and they are out of contention. I mean, we've already secured the championship. So this doesn't change the Ultimate Championship, but I don't want to replay this race maybe. Maybe I do. I don't know. This is a fun one. But I say with only 3 cars to deal with instead of 5, that might make my job a bit easier. Silver, not gray. Alright, one more push. One more push to survive. Who should I help? I think I should tag with Chameleon Blue. Come on, man, give me the bump draft already. Look at him go, look at White go. Alright, we're gonna slingshot. Last gasp pass. Cover red. This is gonna be really close, guys, actually. Kind of feeding both at the same time. Here we go, guys. I'm gonna feed red and red only. Wow, I got scared there for a second. That was awesome. Wow. That was great. Man, that was a fun one, honestly. See, I really like this championship. That was fun. So how did the points turn out? The Chameleon Blue steals P4 with that second place finish. And the gray manages to hold on to P5. Or the silver manages to hold on to P5. Interesting. Wow. And we get a perfect clean sweep. Wow. That was probably my favorite race of this whole game, and it was just driving in a circle for 10 laps. Alright, let's save that replay, because that was awesome. That's why people watch NASCAR in Daytona and Talladega. Wow. It was by 600th of a second, not even tenths. Within 1/10 of a 20-minute race. Look at that. Anyway, that's our championship, which means we get the festivities. So first off, 45 grand. I thought we got 50 grand for the race win. I don't know. I don't care. Give me a prize car. First prize car in 2 months. What's it gonna be? Nothing at the bottom. Okay, we got a Griffith. I like that color. I know the Speed 12 is technically a prize car, but I am not gonna lose that thriller of a race that we just ended on. So, oh well. There's always another chance. Plus I could just buy it from my other memory card if I really wanted this Speed 12. Anyway. Prize car is that Griffith 500 in red metallic. Nice. And then take a bow, Tuscan. Take a bow. We did 160 miles in this thing, and those test course, that test course drive was awesome. Yeah, that puts us at 73%. So, still a ways to go in this game. But there you go. That's the end of this segment. That is true, we can drive the Speed 12 in arcade mode. Not for our garage, but we can drive it in arcade. And I believe it's also offered in one more championship. Hey Nalfo, how you doing? So yeah, this confirms then I'm pretty sure we are all done with IB. Completely. Just gonna check real quick. Yep. Alright. That is all IB. So, arcade or license? The podium snatch by 0.8 seconds. You ever see that Miata race? The MX-5 race where they were so close? Or is that what you mean by SVG? Because there was like a Sebring MX-5 Cup race where it was literally a triple photo finish. Sounds like it's license time. That's fine with me. It's been a while since we've done time trials. So, next part of our playthrough, and we have completed the IB races. And usually we do an arcade segment, but I believe we have one set of races to go, plus time trials. But I think we can do the arcade stuff right before endurances. So that being said, I think it's time for us to get another license. So 52 hours into the game, we are just now getting to IA. Which, you know, on my old Gran Turismo playthroughs, I would do this within like, 2 hours of starting the game. And that's just how our playthrough is. Alright. First one is IA1. I gotta change the settings because in our last segment we used a different control scheme. And yeah, here we go. I'm driving a rally car. And that's gonna hit the wall. That's not gonna be gold. Was it the V8 supercars? Alright, a bit better of a turn. Probably could have carried more speed, but let's see how tight this timing gap is. How much further are we going? I think we're doing the left-hander and that's it. We'll just nail the left-hander. Okay, half a second off. I know where I can make up time though. Turn 1, and then a right-hander. Didn't realize we were gamer. I forget if I had that as before, but that's what we are. Alright, that was a good amount of time we already made up. I don't want to lose too much time turning in. That's a bunk. I'm trying to see if I can clip the curb so I can get some forced oversteer. Turn, turn, turn. There we go. Not as clean as the last run, but still an improvement. Just this in the super license. Okay. I think I broke a little bit less, but didn't quite get the line I wanted, but is that worth half a second? We will see. Also, I have to nail the last turn again. Don't care. We bonked the wall, but didn't fail it. So I'll take it. Literally, Dark Shark says wall hits resets. Alright, if it makes you happy, I'll redo that without a wall hit. And then watch me spend 3 hours on this. I think I can actually go even faster without the wall hit. So let's see if I can do that. Yeah, touching car like that would cause a spin and some damage and all that jazz. That was a good first turn. Much better. That was also a good S turn. Did not lose that much speed. And then I turned in way too early. It's possible to drift with brake early. Yes, it is. You gotta practice though. All about technique. You ever see that SpongeBob technique? Okay, so a small improvement in the exit. See, he clips the curb. My old Ghost clips the curb so I can get some more steering. I need to get that again. Oh, that was perfect. Did not hit the wall. Did not even need to tap the brakes. Just a slight lift. Watch, I'm going to hit the turn on the easy part. Ah, slight bump. Surely that's gotta make up for something. Ah, okay, we hit the inside wall. I'm not attempting world record, but since Dark Shark said that a wall tap is a reset, and I reset, or not reset, but I wall tapped on my my gold time, I want to prove that you don't need to wall tap to get gold. Plus, I think world record's like really unattainable, even for my skill level. Slight bump. I think that's more acceptable than the wall tap I did anyway. Now that was an 818, but I did the same thing again where I went too far. See, like something like that, where you touch the curb, gives you extra grip, a better exit. Yeah. I mean, I need first turn I had from a while ago. The maximum curb clipping. Wall bump. Okay, or I could tap the inside wall like that. Yes, I could do brake drifting in the Need for Speed game. You just have to set up your car right and practice technique. E-brake drifting is, yes, easier because you force your car out of control, but a brake drift is faster and looks cooler. Unless it's a hairpin, you know, it's situational. Drifting is all about controlling. Something I can't do all of a sudden as soon as I get this is IA1 in GT3. Now I'm hitting every wall because I'm going for perfection. Just like the Asphalt 8 days. Oh, We didn't hit the curbs. You regret saying what you did. Don't worry about it. I mean, I also agree that hitting the wall is not as classy as just having a clean run. Okay, we have a better exit. We just gotta handle the 90-degreer. Okay, I think I broke way too much in this one, but let's see. Maybe I can have a mega left turn. Or I could just slam on the brakes. It is a quick restart. We're gonna be here for literally 8 hours. Just so I can get a gold without touching the wall. At the bonk. There we go. I just gotta bring it home. Don't care. Alright, there you go. Gold is possible without hitting a wall. Hope you're happy, Dark Shark. I don't care. It's a 39.9, which is gold. I don't care. We're done. I don't even know if I want to include that in the video, to be honest, but whatever. Oh, okay, Yeet Chicane. We have a test, by the way, with this just the Yeet Chicane. I think you can't even yeet in this test, if I remember correctly. Yes, I just made a brand new sentence. They don't test you on this left-hander, just on the Yeet Chicane. I let it rev for way too long there. Oh, they do let you yeet. Yes, they do. They do let you yeet on that chicane. Alright, since that run was complete trash, I don't even bother. But yes, they let you yeet on this test. So close. If you look at so, I think I can actually give you a time here. Hold on. There are unofficially documented world records. Yeah. Complex string. That guy. He has a 38.8, which is almost a full second faster than what I was doing. That guy's really good. Honestly, just letting the limiter rev a little bit, all I needed. A little yeet should be good enough. Yep. There you go. Probably the easiest test overall. Alright, next up, Deep Forest in the Impreza. Prototype. And I go off track. see how this was. Oof. Bronze. Brenton, there is a leaderboard site, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's Cyberscore, I'm pretty sure. It's not fully updated because complex string is faster, but that is a good basis. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, GT4 is really fun though. It's my favorite game of all time. It's just too long for me to get into it right now when we spent so long on GT3. I just don't want to burn out on GT. There's a time and place to do GT4 grinding, but now is not the time. Okay, we've at least improved to silver. We're gonna get that third to fourth shift. Makes any difference when you time it. Not gonna be enough. Aww. 420. What happens if I keep it in fourth? Oh, I thought I failed that, but I didn't. I do remember I was struggling on this test when I was a teenager. Okay, I had a lot more speed than that. Yeah, the speedrun world record, which keep in mind is a speedrun, is 230 hours, done by 4 people. And that's about right. If you played optimally, you could obviously cut that time down, but that wasn't the case. Oh, I don't think this is going to make it. It's going to be just neck and neck. Yeah, 430. I was too easy on that turn. Any better? What happens if I hug it? 423. There's so many of them. Yeah, it's not an easy game to document. Should've done like a 430, a 420, a 423. Now just taking that left-hander a bit too wide. Alright, this is good. Took that too wide. Which GT has the hardest license test ever? I would say either GT1 or GT3. And the easiest is GT6, for sure. GT Sport was also pretty easy. GT6 has 1,200 cars actually. A lot more than 800. It's the most of any video game ever. Which is an accomplishment, even though a lot of them were PS2 models. Come on. Oh, I couldn't stick it through. Yeah, GT5 also feel like got a lot of undeserved hate. It was a great game, it's just as compared to so many other Titans. Go, 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 go. I think we got it. Yep. Yeah, as licensing, you need that kind of precision for like a whole lap. But there you go. That one was pain. But I think that was the worst one of IA. This test always gave me a struggle when I was a kid. But I don't think it's actually that bad looking back. I just didn't know how to yeet when I was younger. That's really all this test is. It's just yeeting. When I was a kid, I couldn't even get silver. You kind of have to yeet that turn. I don't think it's double because I think GT4 had like 700 cars, 650 or 700 cars, something like that. But yeah, almost double. Yeah, very nice looking car. Won JGTC in 2000. Alright, we'll go with this. It's not going to be gold, but just so we can have a run to compare to. Yeah, it's bronze. See? Bronze is like what my best as a 10-year-old could do. I could never figure out this test until I was a teenager. I also had the special edition GT7 that I pre-ordered. Okay, not as good on that turn, which I'm surprised. I thought my turn was kind of mediocre there. I guess the wall hit doesn't really cost that much time. Yeah, GT4 is honestly, like, again, one of the biggest accomplishments of a car game. Because it's just like a love letter to the automobile. I think that's the best description for it. I missed the shift on that test. But yeah, GT4 is a love letter to the automobile. It celebrates the history of, like, cars throughout time. It has, like, the 1886 Mercedes in there. And the Ford Model T. Just don't really see how that turn I did on my first run was that good. Alright, see. I decided to play it safe and look at that exit we just got. That's still bronze though. You made it this far, Brenton, without pre-ordering. Good for you. I pre-ordered GT6 and Sport, and a handful of other games from time to time. I pre-ordered Spider-Man Miles Morales, just because my PS5. Pre-ordered Crash Team Racing and the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Alright, seeing this run's gonna be slow. Because remember, my first turn on this Ghost is not that good. Well, I think other games nowadays do take note of the older cars and try to include a lot of them. Forza's good at this. But yeah, GT4 was the first one to do that. Oh, there we go. Good turn. Now just good chicane. I think I breezed the wall there, but let's see. It's silver. I used automatic when I was younger, which is a huge difference. I forced myself to learn manual on games when I was like 14 because I was stuck on this one test in GT6. It was the Ayrton Senna challenge. I just could not figure that one out automatic, so I forced myself to learn manual, and I've been driving manual ever since. I want to learn manual in real life though. Alright. Better yeet. We tapped the wall there. Dark Shark gonna invalidate this. What do you think, Dark Shark? I tapped the wall there. Just barely. I don't know. Let's just drive it again just for fun. These tests aren't causing way too much pain. We aren't spending an excessive amount of time. That's a bonk. Whatever you need to do to get the gold. Yeah, I did wall riding on some of the Ice Arena tests in GT4. Yep, but practice makes better. Ooh, that was better actually. Braking earlier was just good. There you go. No wall tap. That's going to be even faster. Look at that, a sub 32. Not even necessary, just driving clean. And braking early was the savior of the day. Nice, very nice. That's something to be proud of. Let's keep going. The Viper Corkscrew. This was also in GT2, this test. And I believe it's also in GT4, just with a different car. What? Okay. Put way too much effort into the left part of that and not the right part of that. I still think my braking point's right. Oh, I was waiting for it to hook up and it just did not hook up. The Viper GTS is a beast with the max NA tune. In top speed, it's really good. It's one of the highest top speed cars in the game. Okay, silver. Yeah, Laguna Seca, this track's awesome. I want to go here in real life. But I think only IndyCar and like some IMSA series go there. So I need to go to California at some point. That was good. Hook up, hook up. Aw, just a bit too wide. One of the signature parts of this game is like trying to get the car to get that extra grip in. You gotta pray the tires connect. There we go, like that. Aw, just so close. I think maybe getting a bit more aggressive on the throttle would help. You're only 50 miles from Laguna Seca, you should definitely give it a visit. That does not, that you can make a day trip out of that. IndyCar is cheap. See if you can go there next year. Yeah, BK4 would have blown onto the mic because loud equals funny. And he would have made a joke that it was because of his PS2 Slim. Which, for the record, I'm using a PS2 Slim. And I think the PS2 Slim gets an unnecessary amount of hate considering it's a tiny box. That is a literal PS2. The people who designed the PS2 Slim should be proud. Oh, I did not give myself enough. Didn't trust the tires enough and I bit the bullet for that. Holding third gear seems to be pretty fast. Okay, this should be it. Look up. Oh, yeah. That was a little messy at the end, but we got in the track limits. It's all that we needed. With time to spare. Viper's a little bit cumbersome to drive, but it's not that bad. Ah, this one. All 4 tires on dirt, the game will force you out. So my opinion on track limits is if the game allows it, then it's fair game. This test I think is the worst one in the IA license. Because, again, it's another yeet test. You have this yeet, and then you have the yeet on the other side. I can't even hook this up properly. I'm driving a Zonda, the slower Zonda. Like the only time it's okay to drive the regular C12. We hit the wall tap, so I'll follow the rules. Yeah, that's bronze. What have you done? I think this test hitting the wall is like unfairly fast, if I remember correctly. Alright, we got a silver, but the hard part is trying to find a place to improve. bump the wall. Would have been a small improvement. It wouldn't have been enough though. Am I seeing this right? That early shifting is faster? Early shifting on a NA car? I think early shifting is much faster. Look at that. Just out of thin air. Made up like a tenth there. If I shift immediately at the start of the test, it's slightly faster. See, look at that. Bonk. Yes, you did. By saying wall hit equals reset, that just subconsciously got in my head. Now I feel like I need to prove every time I tap a wall I need to reset. I won't be this, I don't think I'll be this fair on the super license. Because the super license is actually painful. I heard the sound go off there. I paused on the frame that I failed. That's like a speedrunning technique right there. It was a joke. I mean, before we do that, I have to actually also pass the test. You see, that was a hard wall tap, and somehow we are going fast. Not fast enough. There's gonna be one backseat driver in the comments that's gonna be like, oh, you actually hit the wall, so it doesn't count. Even though the best they can do is the learner license on Gran Turismo 2. Or the kitty license, whatever it was called. Children's prize. See, like, look at that. This is a heavy wall tapper, but this is going to be gold. I'm already going to tell you this is going to be gold. Just from that wall tapping. You know, sometimes you just gotta pick and choose your fights. And this is one I do not want to choose. Oh man. I forgot about the complex string tests in this one. There's 2 complex string tests that are also pretty painful. Alright. Okay, I lied about the Zonda one. This one sucks more. Because of good old blind corners and tires randomly gripping when you don't expect them to. So, this is a mess, and I'm actually going really slow here for this test standards. But, this is complex string, which is a great testing track, but it's terrible for actually driving on. So it's not really a great testing track, to be honest. But you have that set of full throttle turns and then this awkward hairpin here. And then a long, draggy race to the finish. And I'm 2.5 seconds off gold. So there we go. So how do you actually gold this? Well, spoiler alert, I golded this when I was a teenager, so you just gotta kind of pray that you don't hit the cones, but stay close to the curves and the white line is your basis. And you full throttle this thing. Full throttle this baby and stay as close to the curves as you can, but do not hit the curves because you will go straight into those cones. Then just awkwardly make your way. Don't spin the car too much like I did there. I think I just threw away gold. Anyway, let's see what that gives me. Oh my god, just that. That would have been so cool if I would have golded that while explaining how it works. I'm not going to do that again. But yes, now you see. You just gotta say a little prayer and then just full send. Be careful with your steering. This first jump is the worst one though, because you are literally blind. The fat ass of this car just blocks where you can see. Everything else you can kind of see right before you drop off. It's gonna be enough. Oh, yes it is. I was a bit scared there because I went too deep on the entry to the hairpin, but I got it. Just have to be careful. Yeah, cone is an instant fail. The game fails you out. Okay, that actually wasn't too hard. This one also, though. This one's also painful. What's up, Robin? So this test is kind of evil because the radius of the turn gets slightly smaller as you go on. You'll have to keep decelerating and accelerating. Notice my gears are getting a little bit lower, and here come the cones. Got a little drift going. Not a full drift. Good power slide. This is a drift. I don't think that was necessarily fast though. So that was silver. I kind of got a bit messy there in the end. But, yeah, we just need to make that last run a bit cleaner. Also, this is the last non-lap test in this game. As you kind of see, even staying close is not always the fastest, as long as you can carry more speed through a turn. Or that's through power sliding like I've been doing, you know, in the previous run. I mean, as long as I keep pace with this run and then clean up the end, we should be good. Here's where I did the drift for kind of show off. Guess I'm doing it again. I went a bit too much. It's not impossible to drift in GT. It's a bit harder than Forza, but again, you have to set up your car. And on GT, there's kind of no shortcut. You kind of have to tune your car right and just be really good at control. GT Sport, I think, has a license test actually for drifting, though. And maybe GT6 as well, I don't remember. See, I lost control there. Little handbrake turn. Oh, showing off. And we are a full second and then some ahead. That was pretty good. Pretty good. And that wraps up IA. There you go. So, this time, I have a post-it note. This time it didn't quite slap the license on the table. But you know what? I don't care. We got an IA license and it's slightly tilted and rotating. Look at that. They had to put extra effort into that. Yeah, post-it notes. I was waiting 2 months to do that, guys. Even longer than that. Anyway, for all gold, what do we win? A Vanquish. Not exactly the color I would have liked to see, but you know what? Aston Martin's an Aston Martin. Now the Spianala. There you go. All gold. Here we go. Big ol' Aston Martin Vanquish, almost 450 horsepower in Grasmere Blue. Probably butchered that pronunciation, but whatever. The V12. As good old Seb would say, bring back the V12. We got 74.6%. So, near the 75. And, yeah, that's going to be the end of this segment. But yeah, we're done with IA. Yeah, a nice amount of bonus cars. I think we were at 90 total cars, and then, yeah. Okay, so, how you guys feeling? Do you have time for one more segment? If so, my idea, my proposal, is either we do arcade, which would take about an hour, or we finish up Amateur League, which there's actually one more series that is locked behind IA. It'll be about as long as, like, you know, the standard Tuscan challenge. And we even got a test course race in here. For good measure. So we can do that. F8 says arcade. Or we can do this championship that caps off arcade mode. James says arcade. Alright, let's do that. We can do this next time. So, we have another segment, and since we did license last time, we're going to actually switch back to arcade mode for the last time. Because, go to clear status, we have one more section. And this time it's only 5 tracks, so this actually will be a little bit shorter than before. Because complex string does not matter in this one. Anyway. Going back to arcade mode. Hard. I have to scroll all the way. Listen to my PS2 Slim mess up the disc. We have 5 races. We got Special Stage Route 5 Wet. Special Stage Route 5 Wet 2. And then Apricot Hill 2. Route 11 2. And Tahiti Maze 2. So a bunch of reverse and neglected tracks. Anyway, we got a wet race coming up. So, the question is, what do we drive in the wet? I'm thinking we should drive the RGT. Good old Porsche. I mean, we could drive the Tuscan, but we literally just spent the last several hours driving the Tuscan. I think this car would be a bit cooler in the wet. Yeah, I'm gonna drive this. A black 911, which is basically the RGT. We actually have a 4-car grid. Not 2, not 6, but 4. Pretty unique. And what are we up against? An Elise 190, a TVR Griffith, and a Tuscan. That's a interesting mix. At least we have no tire wear. The thing is, Dream Car Championship, you drive race cars, and all the races are 7 laps long. There's 7 of them, so that means it's 49 laps of racing, which if a professional league series is about 50 laps long, then, you know, it's about the same distance, but a race car will be faster. Whereas this will take us about 50 minutes, give or take. Hey guys, I touched the wall, that means I have to restart the race. We are absolutely blazing competition, even on the hard difficulty, with the rubber banding AI, because they can't rubber band the wet. We're literally George Russell at Spa this year, flying in this rough. I do not have a Veyron Hot Wheels. I don't think I have any Bugatti Hot Wheels. I just have diecast. I have a Chiron 1/18 scale. An EB110, nice. I've been looking for an EB110 1/18. Am I getting the RDS Fire side this year? You know, I still have no idea. The two major purchases I, have to make at some point is, a place to live and a car. Both of those are question marks, because I still don't know exactly what I want to get. Like, I would like a house rather than an apartment or condo, but the housing market's so trash that I don't know if that's actually a realistic goal this year. On the flip side, RS5 is cheaper than a property, but it's kind of a money pit. The thing is, when you buy a house, you could resell it for most of its value, if not actually more, make a profit. But with a car, you're kind of sinking your cost in just to drive it, and then you have to deal with insurance and maintenance and gas. So I could probably squeeze an RS5's expenses, but do I want to do that when I'm still living with my parents? I'd kind of look stupid. I don't know. I mean, you only get one shot at life. But every year those RS5s will keep dropping in price. So my hope is that by the time I secure a place, then I could actually be in a better spot to buy an RS5, as well as get a better deal. So, you know, we'll see when the time comes. You guys notice that in the chat, sometimes we have a sequence of a 4-letter word, a dot, and another 4-letter word, and it comes from a different count every time? Do you guys think we're getting attacked by bots? Sorry, Davey, to put you in the spot like that, but I just realized that you're not the first person to type that string of words. So I don't know if that's supposed to mean something. Is somebody trying to get around a link? I have no clue. Joe Mama. Wow, $44 more just for a 2002 Hot Wheels? Is the collecting scene like really that huge right now? Also, by the way, that was total domination from the RGT. Just 30 seconds faster, I guess. There you go. What happened to Joe the other day? It's a trap, guys. Alright, but I'm not gonna wait for AI. Yeah, 4-player race. One of the few times that happens in this game. Ooh. Ooh. I think, guys, that's Pogger's moment. I was not expecting that, actually. I knew we were close to 75, but like that gives you this message just right in the middle of arcade. Pretty good. That's our first like actual race car in this game. This is 787B. That is a hype moment. Oh yeah, I guess we're at 75% then. Alright, 4 more races. So now, technically, I could even drive the 787B in arcade. What's left? Apricot Hill, Route 11, Eating Maze, and Route 5-2. let's drive the Panos. We're gonna drive the Panos in R390 because, you know, those are the only few chances we get to drive these. Let's drive the Panos first. Huge W. I don't know if you guys can see very well in the background, but back there is still my side plate for the 7870. Looking very pretty. Obviously a replica. Yeah guys, I just casually have a body part of the 77B in my bedroom. A door panel. I used to hate this car as a kid because it had a higher top speed than the 7870, but you know, now I feel bad for it because, you know, it's a pretty slow and miserable car in real life. What happened to P6? Wasn't it a Gillette Vertigo or something? Oh yeah, Gillette doing Gillette things. We're gonna be talking about the Panos. Esperanza GTR1. And I am not excited for 2022 memes. I will say 2021 is the only thing that was going good was we had a great meme scene. So now I gotta catch these Le Mans boys in the front. You don't like the Viper GTSR? I think it's a great looking car. Yes, it's Panos. No, can I even catch these guys in the front? They're kind of maintaining the gap here. This car is not as fast as I would have liked. Let's see, maybe I could slipstream the R390 here. Or you could just, you know, pull away in a straight line. Even with slipstream. Yeah, the back is nice. I like the rear wing, but the front, not a fan of. A long boy. Its power output's alright, but its handling is not as good as you might like. It definitely drives like a front engine car. Whereas the Le Mans prototypes are all mid-engine. It does sound like a vacuum cleaner from the hood view. From the bumper cam. Only time I make up time on the AI is in that chicane. I kind of butcher every time. And they just pull away everywhere else. They just have more power and grip. It's about drive, it's about power. Something the Panos does not have. I can't even join this fight for first. I can sort of hang out in the slipstream, but then as soon as we get to like this turn, they just pull away. Dive bomb. Slipstream and just hope to pick them off on the chicane. Hey, he broke too early. You know, just gonna do that. Just a little bit of trolling. A minimal amount of trolling. Okay, I kind of deserve that. Okay, I kind of threw that race away. Well, that race was a bust. Okay, let's try something else. Do what I do because there's no choice. Just because, you know what, let's drive the Loctite Skyline. Let's drive a JGTC car. So we are going to end up spending more time than I would have wanted. Do you guys see the flashing on the screen sometimes on like the track and stuff? That might be like because of my component connection or something. The Lister Storm, Eternal Pain, is going off track again. That's what Listers do. Yeah, it's a bit more of a fair race. At least Apricot Hill's a short track. I forget that this track's coming back in GT7. I wonder what they're gonna do to butcher it. They're gonna give this turn like a really long straight and a hairpin instead of this sweeping turn that relies on downforce. No Supra. I never played Assoluto Racing. It's more fair even though we're in the lead. But hey, we're in the same caliber car. I thought that was weird that the Panos just could not realistically keep up with the LMPs, even though previously the Viper could. But you know, such are the anomalies of the cars in arcade mode GT3. I think someone should do like an investigation or something. Like maybe Matt J155 should do a review of the arcade cars and what's going on with these difficulties and these performance differences. Because like I've seen like the arcade 787V is like the fastest car in the game, but then in simulation mode it gets smoked by the R390 and GT1. It's like weird. A Diora 2? I have a Diora somewhere. It's in one of my hits of Hot Wheels cars. One of those buckets I had as a kid. I know I have one. I think Hot Wheels Turbo Racing, which was the 1999 game, had the Diora too. Or maybe it was the first Diora. I know it had a Diora in it. But it wasn't Vert Wheeler's Diora. It was like a red one or something. It was the first Diora. Yeah, the GR2 is the thicker one, right? The dark blue. Yep, that was Vert's. I actually think I had like a gray Diora 2 when I was a kid. It wasn't exactly Vert's. Anyway, after a much quieter race than last time, we'll be wrapping up Apricot Hill. Easy peasy. Aw, the Lister placed last, as always. Yeah, 3 different Skylines, 1 NSX, no Supras. What is that? 6.5 minutes. We could have spent doing something else, but instead we drove to Panos and failed miserably. Anyway, that's that. Alright, let's keep going. Route 11. Wait, did they show a Panos in this one? They do, and if you know what it is racing against, guys, it's racing against a Supra. You know, hey game, hint at what you should be putting it up against. Just saying. Anyway, I'm gonna drive the R390. I felt like Route 11 would be more appropriate for it. Because it's, you know, faster and everything. I hear the brap. I hear the rotary Dorito engine. I don't even need to see visuals. Starting from pole. Hey, look at that, we got a GT1 in there too. We have the big three, the Holy Trinity. Forget the P1 LaFerrari in 918. This is the OG Holy Trinity. Oh, thanks, Zonda. Appreciate it. That GT1 is just stuck in last because it's trying to get past the Gillette Vertigo. There's a lot more Spinella E. Which makes sense. It's got, you know, like, something like 800 horsepower. Dive bomb. Max Verstappen on lap 1 of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix be like. Europe with the Alice. Half Spinella. Alright. Lap 1 done. Who's gonna win the World Cup this year? I'm gonna say Croatia. Just for no reason, just because Croatia. They got pretty far last time. Just only hear the 787V, not even my own engine. Let me drive in peace, man. Remember all the It's Coming Home stuff and then they literally burned down the place? Those are the Euros. That was last year, right? And time flies. I forgot. You know, there was that, it's like a convenience store, but you remove one of the numbers. I wonder if that's enough of a hint for you guys. It's where you get a Slurpee, but take out one of the numbers. That's a good fast section. You get $100 by selling your game at $50, $70. I think I can get a lot more than just 100. I did a mistake. That was totally intentional so I can manufacture a closer race between me and the Dorito engine. Totally. All of a sudden I'm driving like complete crap. I'm gonna throw away this race in the last 3 turns just to watch. It's all coming together. Trying to go for a fastest lap here. Get some good slides. I'm trying to throttle it right. If that happens, I have to gift you a trip to France. Please say psych. Not bottle it completely. In fact, actually I pulled away quite a lot because I think I did pull in a fastest lap. What's it gonna be? Sub 143? Oh yeah, sub 140. Much better. And look at that, the GT1 managed to come back to 3rd after being stuck behind Vertigo. But there you go, yeah, the Panos is just kind of slow. Not really vibing. Our status is currently vibing. Oh man, that brap. Don't mind me just listening to the 77B brap. Now we own that car. Alright, next up, Tahiti Maze. Our last rally race, and I don't know what to drive. We drove the Delta last time. Guys, this is our last ever rally race in this game. What should we drive? We have the Forbidden car. I think it has driving aids on though. But we do have access to the Forbidden car. Focus. We have Evo. Zara. I was thinking what I was thinking. Oh, minus is Focus? Alright, so that's 2 votes for Focus. I'm going with that. The all-new Ford Focus. It's only 4 laps. This is Colin McRae's actual car. Dirt 5 goes free next month, or this month I guess, for PS Plus, so I'll be getting that. Probably won't be doing any content with it though. Have you watched the new Spider-Man? I have not yet. I do want to see it, I just haven't gotten to it. Yeah, Tahiti Maze now is a road section compared to the all dirt that was in Gran Turismo 2. And yeah, I mean GT3 in general is just GT2, but on like steroids for graphics, and I think that's perfectly okay. Thanks, James. Appreciate it. I mean, I've tried to avoid everything. I didn't even like really watch the trailer, honestly. I don't really care though. You say it surpasses Endgame. Oh, Endgame sales. That does not surprise me, honestly. I feel like ever since the pandemic hit, people are just itching for a good movie that isn't Fast and Furious 8 billion. That doesn't surprise me, honestly. Probably watch it next week at some point. Now here's the real question. Does it surpass... So it surpasses Endgame in sales, but do you guys think it's a better movie than Endgame? I mean, honestly, I don't really care. I knew that like the other Spider-Mans would be in the movie because that's what everybody just talks about, and it's like kind of obvious. So I haven't seen the movie yet, though. Some good slides going. I mean, I thought Spider-Man 1 and 2, like the Raimi trilogy, or by Raimi trilogy, I just mean 1 and 2. I loved those movies as a kid. I watched them multiple times. They're great. They have classic lines. You know, they're easy plot, easy to follow. Even the special effects are, you know, acceptable, even by modern standards, honestly. As silly as they are, it's cheesy enough. They're just overall good movies. And like honestly, from the 2 Tom Holland movies that I have seen, like, they're fine. They're good popcorn movies. I still think the Spider-Verse was the best Spider-Man movie ever. It's a shame they don't do more with that. Spider-Man Phone Home, E.T. Phone Home. Last race that fully massages my hand through the DualShock. It's on all dirt. I wonder how GT7 will feel in the DualSense. I mean, it would make sense for it to just be 3 movies for Tom Holland, but I have a feeling they gotta milk a lot more money, because when there's money to be made, they will make money. Just look at Fast and Furious. I mean, they're probably gonna do, because like what, they closed off Avengers kind of, so they have to do a whole new cinematic universe kind of thing. So I imagine they will not close the door on Tom Holland movies. Granted, I haven't seen No Way Home, so I don't know how it ended, but I would think that they aren't done with it. Spider-Man is their most lucrative property. Anyway, rally done. We have one more arcade race and one more race left in the stream because I'm starting to get tired. 12:30 a.m. It's usually longer than I usually go streaming. Trilogy means 3, so that's literal. Okay, last race in all of arcade. And it's on the wet 2. I don't know. Could even whip out a garage car. The V-Spec 2 R34. Bayside Blue. or the actual 2022 or 2022B. Man, I mean, personally, I like the 22B better, so let's drive that. Because, you know, you don't get to drive this car enough in this game. I will 100% drive the 77B later on in this playthrough. We will come back to it. Plus, it's the garage 77B, not the arcade 77B, so... You know, let's see what we got. Oh! Oh yeah, I forgot I upgraded this thing for Boxer Spirit. So here's a challenge. Here's a real challenge. Calisonic Skyline, Mercedes CLK, and the Lister Fister V12. Now this is going to be actual George Russell Spa 2021 moment. Oh my god, everybody just slips out. Everybody meaning me and the Lister. Not having arcade tires is punishing. Because I can't really hear the engine, so I don't know if I'm going fast or not. So what I was going to use for the Dream Car Championship? I wanted to use the Zonda LM, and I still want to use that. That seems fair enough. I'll take that place, thank you very much. Now I can focus on the skyline. Skyline versus Canopy and Preza. Man, they're gonna smoke me in a straight line. Oh god, the Lister's coming up. You're slowly catching up to the skyline. As long as I can, you know, not bonk off the walls, that'd be great. Oh god, the CLK now wants action. within 2 seconds? Not quite. You seem to be making time on them in this braking zone though. Quicken this first part of the lap. And everything after the hairpin, it falls apart. Oh, it's just right on my tail. Let's see how much faster he is in a straight line. How much do I have to worry? We've been really streaming for 3 hours, huh? I guess so. Started at 9:30. Hey, it's still a blizzard outside, so I don't have anything better to do but sleep and play Gran Turismo. And these not as big as I would like them to be. But we can make do with this. As long as they don't hit the wall. It's good. I just need a big enough gap so that when I get onto the straight, it's safe. Should be good. Full throttle. God, he's right there. I think it's enough though. Yep, there we go. 22B stood the test of drive and power. Wow, that was actually a much harder race than I was anticipating, because I forgot that I upgraded the crap out of that car. And I tuned it for road, not for wet rally. But there you go. Probably the only time we get such a close-up like this shot. There you go. That was it for arcade mode. That was literally everything. Yeah, if we go to clear status, we got everything. And we actually get an ending movie. I think that's the ending movie from Beginner League, if I'm not mistaken. Regardless, that's everything, so I just go to what are unlockables. For completing all of arcade, you get GT1 and the arcade 77 beam. So even though we don't have any use for it, there's that. And I think you also get something in A as well. No, you don't. I lied. Nothing in B, and I think nothing in C either. Alrighty then. I'm gonna save the game, and then we'll watch the ending movie. Also, we'll take a look at our most recent unlock, the Mazda 77B. Look at that beauty. Favorite car of all time. Yeah, we're at 77.4%. That's pretty good. That's the end of this segment. I could have sworn, yeah, it also unlocks the speed 12 and whatnot. Could I not use that in the actual races? Let me check again. Because it should be in Class A. Or is it a Class S car? Aha, I missed it. I blew right past it. Right here in S. The Viper Concept and the Speed 12. Yeah. It's all here. Yeah. I thought we already had the first ending, which was the, Is it both? Hold on, I'm gonna mute the game for a second if it is both. It is both. Okay. I won't show that because you get a really special moment at the end of the game. Also, it's copyright hell. And I don't want to wake up my whole house because that song is such a bop. Yeah, Viper Concept, really good. I like his content. He's very chill. Watch movie A though, since that's more chill. I believe we already came across this movie though when we did Beginner League though. So we're watching it a second time. This one is not copyright. There's two ending movies. There's A and B. I checked B with the game muted to see if it was what I thought it was, and it is. Not fully done. You know, we beat the game, but we didn't 100% it, and we're going for 100%, bro. The audio all messed up. Short and sweet. Yeah, no, that's ending movie A, which... It was really bad audio? Is it still bad right now? Really bad audio? Is it still bad right now? Yeah. No, it sounds fine on my end. I don't know. But yeah, it was a great ending movie. But here's the thing, guys. I don't mean to hype, but I do mean to hype, actually. If you guys thought that was a great ending, wait until you see ending movie B. Which, you get ending movie B by completing a certain championship. It won't be long until we see that. That's all I'm gonna say. Ending movie A is great, but ending movie B... that's the one that gives you the goosebumps. Yeah. I think that's gonna be it, because I'm kind of tired. So, hopefully you guys had a good new year. We gotta get back in the grind next week. I think next week I'll try to squeeze this in some time, and who knows? I know there's a new Trackmania season, so we should probably check that out at some point while it's relevant. But I think otherwise I'm gonna call it a night, because I'm gonna save the game one more time, and that'll be that. So thank you guys all for watching. Hopefully this was pretty chill. Have a good night. Bye bye.